Preparations are under for Ramaphosa's inauguration. Here's what you need to know. It's all systems go for President-elect Cyril Ramaphosa's inauguration ceremony, which is set to take place at the Union Buildings in Pretoria on Wednesday. Minister in the presidency Khumbudzo Saveni announced that South Africa's fifth president will be sworn in a ceremony that will be attended by foreign heads of states and governments. The ceremony will be staged in the Union Buildings Amphitheatre. This was after he was re-elected president during the first sitting of parliament in Cape Town on Friday. Ramaphosa won the election with 283 votes, beating the Economic Freedom Fighters EFF Julius Malema, who received 44 votes. Then two were nominated for the president during the sitting. The swearing-in ceremony, which is actually a public hearing of the Constitutional Council, involves a number of significant actions. The president-elect will be sworn in by the Chief Justice, Justice Raymond Zondo, and will then take an oath or affirmation, which text is included in Schedule 2 of the Constitution. Ramaphosa will then deliver a speech which will be followed by the swearing-in. Saveni said the presidential inauguration was an important feature in a year in which the country is making 30 years of the freedom under the theme 30 Years of Democracy, Partnership and Growth, which is also a theme of the inauguration. The inauguration will bring together South Africans from all backgrounds, walks of life and political orientation, united in our diversity. Here's what to watch for. The South African National Defence Force SANDF will perform the ceremonial elements of the inauguration as they pledge their allegiance of both the country and the president. The ceremonial elements will include, amongst others, a 21-gun salute, a salute flight by the South African Air Force, inspection of a South African National Defence Force battalion, a battalion march past, and a mass fly past. Road closures. Tshwane Metro Police will effect road closures in and around the Union Buildings precincts. Residents in streets affected by these closures will be alerted on how they will be accessed various exits and entrances. No private vehicles will be allowed to drive to the Union Buildings. Role of law enforcement agencies. Tshwane Metro Police will effect road closures in and around the Union Building. Role of the law enforcement agencies. The GCPS Ministers Cluster supported the NAT joint. The law enforcement are fully deployed to continue to ensure safety and security of all South Africans and our guests on the day and throughout the post-election phase of the country. As demonstrated in action, our law enforcement agencies have the capacity and capability to keep South Africa safe and stable, and no amount of veiled threats of instability should intimidate South Africans, Saveni said. She further encouraged citizens to be part of the ceremony, whether physical or not. An era of hope. Ramaphosa calls for national unity after being re-elected president. President Cyril Ramaphosa, in his first address to the nation after being re-elected president of Friday night following a marathon sitting of the National Assembly, called on South Africans to work together. In a speech that went on past midnight, Ramaphosa said he accepted the big responsibility of leading the country. Your messages are a clear clarion call for working together. Your messages constitute what I see as well as of encouragement, of good advice, and of wisdom, he told the new sworn members of parliament. I want to thank the members of this august house who have voted for me, who, through their votes, have invented and placed their trust in me. I intend to work with all members and indeed to work together with even those who did not vote for me, Ramaphosa said. We're all South Africans, and I want to serve all and work with even those who did not support me tonight. It's not so much the result of the vote that was delivered, but the historic meaning of the vote and this moment that we found ourselves in that is truly significant. That a number of parties that had opposed each other but represent the majority of South Africans have decided to work together to deliver this result has given birth to a new era for our country. I do sincerely believe that this is an era of hope, and it's also an era of inclusivity as diverse political parties who competed against each other in the election we just had, he said. Ramaphosa was elected president of 7th administration of the Republic of South Africa after fending off a challenge by EFF leader Julius Malema by 283 votes to 44 with the help of his partners in the newly formed government of national unity that includes the Democratic Alliance, Inkatha Freedom Party, National Freedom Party, the Patriotic Alliance, and Freedom Front Plus. Ramaphosa said the results of the general elections on May 29 were made clear by the electorate who wanted the leaders of the country to work together. They expect the parties for which they voted to find common ground, to overcome their differences, to act and work together for the good of everyone in the country. The stark reality of the results of our past election is that no single party represented in this House achieved an outright majority to work alone, legislatively and also at the executive level. Through their votes, our people expect all parties to work together within the framework of our Constitution and to work as political parties to achieve the objectives of the democratic society based on non-racialism, non-sexism, peace and justice, to ensure stability and to tackle the triple challenges of poverty, unemployment and inequality, and to achieve prosperity of all, Ramaphosa said. Hitting back at critics who said the formation of the new government was not a government of national unity but a grand coalition between the ANC and DA, Ramaphosa said, I wish to state very clearly this is not a grand coalition of 2 or 3 parties. It is a government of national unity that we are constituting, and we've been here before. We were here in 1994 when we sought to unite our country and effect reconciliation. We are here now, as directed by the votes that our people delivered, to work together to ensure that we address the challenges that they face. And this we shall do, and this is what I'm committed to achieving as the President of the Republic of South Africa. The leader of the economic freedom fighters said the ANC and DA joining forces to ensure Ramaphosa was elected was a marriage that seeks to undermine the changing of property relations in South Africa. We refuse to sell out. We've never done so when we were young, and we're not going to do so today. We don't have a history of being collaborators. We're going to ensure that this parliament is functional. We can assure you that we'll not fight with our bouncers. We can assure you that we'll not fight with any bouncers. We are going to be the best and effective oppositions that is going to ensure that both you and the DA are held accountable. This is not a government of national unity. This is a grand coalition between the ANC and the white monopoly capital. History will judge you and judge you harshly, Malema said. And that's it from Egypt's Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.